Philly is an environment with a lot of very talented people. The climate was good for that. And going back to the 40s when there was all these clubs. See, because there used to be clubs, there's a street called Cecil B. Moore Avenue now in North Philadelphia. It used to be called Columbia Avenue. And there used to be a club on almost every block. So Charlie Parker was scheduled, and all the young cats flocked down there to see Charlie Parker. We finally going to hear Charlie Parker in person. So we went in there and stayed, and they played, no Charlie Parker. So finally, after it was all over, a couple of us were hanging out in the lobby, getting ready to go home, and all of a sudden, the door opened, blam! And here comes a guy in. So we looked around, we said, that's Charlie Parker, man. So he came over to us and he says, where's everybody at? So we said, Mr. Parker, everybody's gone. So he said, what do you mean everybody's gone? I said, everybody's gone, the whole thing is over. And he stood there in front of us and cried like a baby. So when he kind of got himself together, he said, I really wanted to play for the kids. He said, you guys musicians? So we weren't ready to tell Charlie Parker we were no musicians yet. So we said, well, we're trying to be, and he said, let me tell you something. He said, like, a lot of people think that using drugs is going to make you a better musician. He said, drugs can't make you do anything that you can't do already. So said, get that out of your mind. If you're thinking about that, just forget about that. He said, I've been a junkie since I was 15 years old, and drugs had never done anything but mess my life up. And he said, that's why I was late getting here today, because I had to run up to New York to take care of some drug business. And but in the meantime, we met him, and he invited us to his apartment. And the thing that cracked me up, when we went in his apartment, I went right to his record collection, because I wanted to see what he was listening to. Yeah. Come to find out he was listening to Bartok and all the classicists, all the modern classicists. He knew all of their music and stuff, So I said, now, that's why he got that little extra stuff that he makes reference to in his playing and stuff, Well, jazz shouldn't matter because jazz is the only original American art form. And the only place where jazz is really thought of as being very big is outside of America. You go to Japan as a jazz artist, you're treated like a king. You go to all parts of Europe, as a jazz artist, you're treated like a king. In America, they don't care who you are. Leon who? That's their reaction to it. Now, what happens, my experience has been that most people haven't never heard it. And I think if they would go out and hear it, they might like it. Now, a lot of people that didn't like it back in the day, now that their ear has become accustomed to all this other stuff that's going on, I think they would find jazz to be very soothing and very, very, very informative to them. Support live jazz, not only in Philly, but all over the country and all over the world. Although I don't have to worry about over the world supporting it, they're doing a great job. Philadelphia and the United States is what's not doing a good job supporting live jazz. So I've led a very full life, and I'm still here, still trying to make it. But I'm expecting between the band, the Philadelphia Legends of Jazz Orchestra, and my wife, Miss Elegant, and her trio, we have a nice full presentation in the jazz area now. So I'm back.